Today on Inquirer, Cinderella Man story possibly pushed suspended Bucor Director General Bantag to order Percy Lapid slay, according to Justice Secretary Remulla. Meralco hikes electricity rates for November. Bill that aims to recognize, define, and protect rights of heterosexuals filed in Congress. LGBT rights group calls it a joke of a law. And NCAA slaps indefinite suspension on JRU's John Amores after punching spree. Good evening. Justice Secretary Jesus Crispina Remulla pointed to the Cinderella Man story that possibly pushed suspended Bureau of Corrections Director General Gerald Bantag to allegedly order the killing of journalist Percy Lapid Mabasa. Jean Mangaluza fills us in with the details. Jean?
Thank you, Neil. Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla said that Percy Lapid's Cinderella Man story may have pushed suspended Bucor Director General Gerald Bantag to allegedly order the killing of veteran broadcaster. In Lapid's report, Bantag was not explicitly named. However, Lapid said that an official from the Department of Justice suddenly became wealthy during his time working under the administration of former President Rodrigo Duterte. The unnamed official was called Lalaking Cinderella or Cinderella Man. In an ambush interview, Remulla seemingly confirmed that Lapid was indeed referring to Bantag, as the latter was not present during the graduation ceremony of the University of Perpetual Help in the newly-labeled person on September 9. According to Remulla, this was also the day that Lapid went to Bantag's home in Laguna to expose the Bucor director's allegedly ill-gotten wealth. According to Remulla, Bantag was livid upon learning that Lapid was at his home, thus beginning the plots.
Si Percy Lapid nagpunta sa bahay niya sa Laguna. Yun yung pagkatapos na lumabas yung Cinderella Man with Percy Lapid. That was the basis. So that day itself, nung nalaman ni General Bantag na andun si Percy Lapid sa Laguna, medyo nagalit. Yung kanya hindi pagbalik doon, was a sign also that he was very mad. He was very, very livid about it.
Remulla also said that Bantag and Bucor Deputy Security Officer Ricardo Zulueta are still inside the country because government officials need travel authority to leave the Philippines. He also challenged both of them to face their charges like men.
Sumagot sila ng counter affidavit pag sila sa media sasagot. Pag counter affidavit sila, yan ang proseso ng batas natin eh. Di ba? Igalang nila yung batas, agad sila ng batas eh. Tapos kanya sila magsalita. Di ba? Walang drama-drama. Face it like a man, di ba? Pag hindi ka lalaki, if you cannot face it, then what are you? But face it.
That's Gino Mangaluza reporting live. Meralco raises electricity rates for the month of November. Meralco raised this month's rates by 8 centavos per kilowatt hour, bringing the overall electricity rate for a typical household to about 9 pesos and 95 centavos per kilowatt hour, from the previous month's 9 pesos and 86 centavos per kilowatt hour. For residential customers consuming 200 kilowatt hours, the adjustment is equivalent to an increase of about 17 pesos in their total electricity bill. In a statement, Meralco said the increase was mainly due to generation charge, which went up by about 7 centavos to 6 pesos and 99 centavos from about 6 pesos and 92 centavos per kilowatt hour. Manila's 6th District Representative Bienvenido Abante Jr. has filed a bill that aims to recognize, define, and protect the rights of the heterosexuals. But for an LGBT rights advocacy group, it would be a joke of a law. In House Bill number 5717, Abante proposed certain rights of heterosexuals that must be granted and protected. Abante said in his bill's explanatory note that the community of lesbians, gays, bisexuals, transgenders, queers, and intersex are clamoring for legislated rights and state protection tailored for their specific kind and class. And so he argued that if granting and protecting the rights of the LGBTQI plus community is being sought, then in the spirit of justice, equity, and fair play, we must also grant and or protect the rights of heterosexuals. However, Bahaghari Chairperson Reina Valmores slammed this proposed law, saying it was clearly drafted as a mockery of those advocating for gender equality. In a statement, Valmores said the Heterosexual Act is a joke of a law and calling it a waste of time and resources. Valmores also pointed out that the sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, and sex characteristics bill seeks equality among all Filipinos regardless of their sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression, while uplifting those who are too often discriminated against. She finds that the law for heterosexuals is useless, given that straight people have long been seen normal, while women and LGBTQIA+ persons are persecuted. President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. attributes the recent drop in the country's unemployment rate to his administration's efforts at job creation. Marcos' comments came after the Philippine Statistics Authority reported that the unemployment rate in the Philippines stood at 5% in September this year, bringing the number of jobless Filipinos down to 2.5 million, which is lower than the 2.68 million jobless Filipinos recorded in August. In a statement, Marcos says even before he took office, his economic team really concentrated on the creation of jobs. He adds it is having the effect now of bringing down our unemployment rate. Marcos also pointed out that the decrease in the number of jobless Filipinos recorded in September is a good sign, saying the economy is trying very hard to grow. While acknowledging that inflation remains worrisome, Marcos still expressed optimism that the country could sustain the positive momentum with an unemployment rate, noting that accelerating job generation is among his administration's top priorities. Meanwhile, the president met with officials of the Department of Energy and other related agencies to brainstorm what steps to take to guarantee energy supply. The Office of the Press Secretary said the energy sector is a priority of the Marcos administration. The president is expected to tackle the energy sector in the coming 40th and 41st ASEAN summits in Cambodia. The NCAA has slapped an indefinite suspension on John Amores following the scuffle between Jose Rizal University and College of St. Benilde on Tuesday. According to the League Management Committee review, Amores intentionally bumped and pointed a finger at a referee, disrespected JRU Representative Paul Supan and court officials, charged toward the Benilde's bench, and made provocative gestures igniting a brawl on top of throwing punches against several players. In his rampage, Amores threw punches at Mark Sanco, Jimboy Pasturan, Tayna Davis, and Migs Oczon of the Blazers. Both Pasturan and Davis got hit in the face. Sanco, however, is also suspended for 2 games, along with fellow Blazer CJ Flores for committing disrespectful act before Mancom representatives. JRU players William C. and Ryan Arenal will also be sidelined for 2 games for the same reason. Ladis Lepalam of CSB and the 9 players of JRU will also serve a 1-game suspension for entering the court without recognition from table officials. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.